Hey everyone, welcome back to another Super Soda Bros podcast episode. I'm one of your hosts, Caleb.
And I'm Luke.
Oh, guys, it's been so long since we last recorded anything. It has been a crazy year. I think we last recorded a year ago.
It's the yearly podcast coming to
remember,
you live.
remember we used to record weekly?
Was it? I thought it was bi-weekly.
It started off as weekly, and then after like a couple months, we're like, hey, it's getting to be a lot. Like, it's easier to find stuff to talk about.
Oh yeah.
In depth
Yep.
if we do it bi-weekly, and then we switched over.
Yeah, we're like we should just do that. That way we don't have to worry about like planning and editing like within a 3-day stint, and then we can just have to do it all over again in 3 days.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was just a lot of work. And I mean, to be fair, like we both had a lot more free time back then.
Yeah, I mean, I have almost the same amount of free time. It's just a matter of what projects I have to do.
Right, right.
And usually wintertime is quieter because it's like, what are you gonna do? Watch TV or go snowboarding? Those are my two options.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Especially,
spring, summer, fall, it's like busy, 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 busy.
yeah, because like especially in New Hampshire, it's like once wintertime hits, it's like you physically can't leave your house.
I mean, you can.
You
You better be bundled up.
you need a snowmobile
Oh yeah,
or some
that's
pack
how I get to
dogs.
work every day. Just snowmobile on the streets.
Honestly, that would be pretty fun.
There's in rural parts of New Hampshire and Maine, there's no uh law against snowmobiles, ATVs, dirt bikes riding on the road. So like even in the middle of the year, you can just ride your like fun vehicles like to work and stuff on like main roads. And I'm like, dang. I mean, if that was an option, I'll just go buy $1,000 dirt bike and just drive that to work.
Yeah, there's an ATV place that's kind of far from where we live right now, but I pass by it or I deliver to it sometimes when I'm
Hmm.
at work, and they have like the coolest like mini ATVs and snowmobiles and stuff. And if you pay like the monthly payment, it's usually like only $200.
Yeah, I I've never been to like a power sports shop before because I feel like if I go in, I'm gonna leave with something.
Mm-hmm.
So I just avoid it. I'm just like, no, I really want to go in there, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, that's probably wise. It's
Yeah.
definitely like I deliver there. I'm like, oh man,
Expensive toys.
that covered ATV would be really sweet.
Yeah,
Now,
the last thing I need to do is just walk out of there with like, "Hey, Christine, I bought a $5,000 ATV and I don't know why.
mm-hmm.
How are you gonna get it home? I'm riding it home right now as we speak."
It's already paid for.
You know that savings fund we had? Nope,
It gone. You know
it's gone.
that retirement gone too.
Nah, who needs retirement?
Speaking of like finances and stuff, I know you can't see it if you're like quote unquote watching the video version of the podcast. There is no video because we have some technical difficulties. But
You
Luke,
can insert a picture.
yeah, picture here. But Luke, you can kind of see I'm in a new room from last we spoke.
So Caleb officially got sent to the insane asylum.
This,
He's in a straitjacket. The guards let him have a microphone and a headset.
and yeah, this is my allotted time for the year.
the yearly, the yearly podcast.
That's why we haven't done it in a year. Is because this is the first time they let me out.
Oh jeez.
No, but we moved. We moved from our big-ish apartment nearer to Pittsburgh, and then we moved about half an hour north to a little bit of a smaller place. There's upsides and downsides, but I think like the main reason why we did it is because we want to save a little bit of money and start like saving a lot more and paying off stuff. So
Isn't it closer to your work too?
it is, yeah. It's like 20 minutes, 15 or 20 minutes closer.
Oh wow.
And like the fastest route isn't even the highway. It's like back roads to get there.
Ooh, it's the scenic route,
Yeah. Well,
Nice.
it's not really back roads, but it's like
not highway.
yeah, exactly.
It's that road, interstate.
Interstate. Yeah, but it's we're renting, but it's technically, well, there's a lot of controversy because we're trying to get away from the stigma. We're not supposed to call them trailer homes anymore. We're supposed to call them manufactured homes.
Oh yeah, like mobile home.
Yeah, yeah. Even mobile home, it's you're not supposed to say that because
That's fine.
yeah, it's whatever. Like
Mobile
literally,
home.
we're in a great neighborhood. Like all the houses are beautiful. Like all the neighbors are really nice. It's very well
Mm-hmm.
put together. We're in a great part of the town too. Like the town that we're at, like it's very like it's usually high end. Like there's definitely a lot of like richer people that live in this town.
Mm-hmm.
But the taxes are less because
Yeah.
it's a different county than we were before, so we're paying less
Yep.
taxes.
It's crazy how much just being in a different county can change like pricing on stuff.
Hmm.
Because like, granted, we're in the same county as like Dover, but like the like Dover itself is like double, even triple the price as what it is in Farmington.
Oh wow.
So we're like, yeah, I would rather have a bigger house that's half the cost and a quarter, like half of the yearly tax fee or whatever. So I'll take that.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
even like a 1% difference in tax makes a lot of difference if you're talking about mortgage or anything like that.
Oh yeah.
Like our car insurance went down like $250 just because of a different county.
What?
Yeah,
Jeez.
it's like, oh, okay, that's nice.
Dang. Yeah, I want to do. I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna do more research, but I want to see where you guys like the ins and the outs of the new town you're in. I don't know if you're saying the name, but the new town that you're in, because obviously we went to your place in Avalon
Hmm.
area, and it's like, we kind of got a feel for like what it was like looking over on Google Satellite and being like, ooh, look at all this stuff around their area.
Hmm.
Now I have to be like, ooh, look at all this stuff around their area.
You're gonna be spending a lot of time if you go on Google Maps because it's like it's it's one of the biggest cities in the area. That's all I'll say. But yeah, I mean, it's a smaller place overall in terms of square footage, but like we have a yard and
A porch,
exactly a porch.
a
So
driveway.
yeah, we don't have to
Wait, is it
pay
a
for parking.
driveway? Is it a driveway or is it like partial driveway, partial street parking?
I mean, you can park on the street, like if we have company. But like it's like a little driveway. It can fit two cars.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Well,
which
3 cars, including Lua's.
that's true. Lua has a new VW bus that is battery powered, and she can't reach the pedals, but she has fun. She has fun.
Give her a couple more months, she'll be cruising around.
Oh, for
Once
sure.
she understands what her hands do on the wheel and the pedal on the ground goes go, she'll be like, see ya.
See ya, suckers. Yeah, and the last time we recorded a podcast, she was basically a potato, uh,
Potato.
a living potato, and now she's like, it's so crazy to see how much she's grown because it's all gradual, right? But like
Mhm.
sometimes like every day you look at her and be like, man, she has a personality. She has different likes and dislikes. She has
Yep.
like a temper. So it's just interesting.
She's becoming a little human.
Yeah, it's scary and exciting at the same time. And she's walking. Well, I mean, the walking is I think is the scariest part because now she can go anywhere she wants.
And you're like, uh-oh.
Don't go in the
Slow down,
street.
little lady. Slow down, little lady.
No running.
No, I'm too cool for you guys. Peace. I got a Volkswagen bus. I'm out.
Yeah, she could run to her bus and take off.
Just me. What's that? Lou was like 2 years old, being like, "What?"
Yeah, she's not there yet, but she will be in a couple months, I think.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean we're settling in. We've lived here for officially a week now. We moved in, like we finally came over to sleep here last Friday. And so it's been good settling in. We've made a lot of progress unpacking and stuff. Yeah, I mean we're liking it.
Nice. You guys do some fun house renovations. I remember you and Maya doing some paint work.
Oh, that painting job took forever. We weren't liking the wallpaper, and originally the leasing office was like, no, you can't paint, you can't change the wallpaper, you can't change anything. And then like Maya found some like mold on some of the walls, and so she's like, we have a baby. Like either this has to get cleaned and tested for mold, or like at least let us paint over it. And the leasing office was like, okay, you can paint over it. It's fine.
You got us,
Yeah,
darn.
exactly.
Go ahead.
So
Don't sue us.
right. So yeah, we got a big bucket of paint. We thought that it'd stretch out a lot, but we did primer and 3 coats of paint,
Whoa.
and it took a long time. Like when Mom and our youngest brother Micah came over to help us pack and everything. Like Maya was over here like probably a day and a half painting.
Painting is one of those things. It's like a lot of time for prep. The painting is time consuming, but it's like easy work. It's just like, okay, gotta do another coat, pull over and over and over again.
Yeah, well, the issue with our place is there's a lot of like random trimmings. Here I'll show you on the video here. You see that?
Oh, yep.
There's literally dozens of those in a single room. So you have to go over that. You have to go over that with like a hand
roller.
No, like a hand brush.
Oh,
And then you use the roller brush in the middle of them. So that's why it took so long. And also like 3 coats of paint for Lou's room, and then where the washer and dryer is. Like and then we ran out of paint.
Wow.
So, yeah, that painting project took
either
forever.
get back to it a different day or just that's good. Lou has got the painted room. We'll just die of mold.
Well, we had to make sure that Lou's room was fully painted before we started like living here, because she can't be breathing toxic fumes.
What? That didn't. That's fine. That didn't affect me at all when I was a kid.
Yeah, I didn't even have brain damage at all.
I have no drain damage. My second hobby is huffing paint at the Walmart.
As an adult, sure.
Yeah, all the time. Just going there, I do the wetness maker from Mad Max or whatever.
Yeah. Shiny and chrome.
Shiny and chrome.
Is that what you guys do up in New Hampshire? Like, I know you don't have a lot going on.
We don't huff paint. We huff candles.
Ooh.
Yeah. You walk down the candle aisle at a store and you're just like, well, I'm going to be here for the next 10 minutes. And you're like, ooh, what's that one? Yeah. Ooh, like, there's one time we actually went, it was like a year ago. We went to Walmart just to like look around or whatever. And we were like, oh, we should get a new candle smell, whatever. And we were just like, we were stuck in the candle aisle for no joke, like 25 minutes because we were just huffing all the candles. We're like, this is awesome. We're like, we probably should stop. So we just picked one and got out.
Nice. And
it's one of those dumb. It's one of those things like you're an adult and you're like, oh, well, this is kind of dumb, but it's fun. Sure. It's like the inner kid in you is like, I'm going to do this now and I don't care.
Yeah, no, I completely get that. Candles can be amazing. Like, they can take you back to your childhood even.
Just don't go to a Yankee Candle store because you walk in there and you feel like you're gonna die of asthma, even though you've never had asthma.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas at like a Hobby Lobby or a Walmart or I don't know, Home Goods or whatever, they have like a small candle aisle, so it's like maybe 100 candles. It's not like 1,000 candles.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But yeah, that was a funny random story we had, and we picked this one candle that's kind of cool. Like you light it up and it makes like popping and cracking sounds like a fire.
Nice.
It's pretty cool.
What's the scent?
Well, it's gone now, but it was like a maple bourbon something.
Okay.
It smelled like maple syrup when you burnt it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, those kinds of candles are the
definitely
best.
fall. Yeah, definitely a fall candle to say the least. So we might need to get another one, or just change the one we have now.
So I know you said you don't like Yankee Candle, but we found a really nice like pine scented Yankee Candle that smelled exactly like a Christmas tree. And we still have it, even though we burn it like all the time. There's also like a blue one. It's like the summer breeze on the ocean or something like that.
I know which one you're talking about.
Incredible.
We have like a pine deodorizer Febreze thingy that we have in like the bathroom. And I like it because it smells like sweet pine trees. And I'm like, yeah, I just spray it for fun sometimes. And Christine's like, that stinks up there. I'm like, it's just sweet pine. It's so good. But then what's funny is that we got a pine air freshener for the truck. I'm like, wait a second, hold on a minit. How does this make sense? So I'm thinking maybe I just take the Febreze and Febreze the truck.
just completely
yeah. It's got that Febreze mod. It's got that pine scent.
Nice, dude.
I don't know.
Also, tying it back real quick. Another benefit of this new place. Okay, so in the old apartment, the one that you and Christine came to,
yes.
Big living room, biggest dining room, big guest room, and an even bigger master bedroom. With this place, we have the master bedroom, we have Lou's room, we have a second small room, right? And then there's like
Is that the one you're in now?
Yeah, there's a smallish kitchen and then like a small
Figured.
living room area. So we lost the dining room and the kitchen, the living room got a little smaller, but we added like another room, right?
That's true, because now you can have, whenever people come over, it's like, okay, this is your room you can stay in, and then Lewis got her room, and you guys have your room, obviously.
Yeah. So in this room right now, here I'll lift you up right here. So
You raise me up.
like it's a storage room right now with like random junk in the corner and stuff. So it is able to like get pulled out and rearranged so that a mattress can come down, and people can sleep in here. But like it comfortably fits like the gaming setup and the desk that my computer is on now is also like for Maya's office work. So like there's a printer here, documents, mailing supplies. My old gaming table was just enough for my computer, and it wouldn't have fit anywhere in the house here. Like we barely have room. So
Yeah.
Maya's desk works for both of us now.
Nice. It's a 2-for-1. 2-for-1 deal.
And if she doesn't like my stuff, like I have my keyboard and mouse and everything up here on the main part of the desk. If she needs to sit here and do work, it's easy just to push that stuff out of the way.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, there's upsides and downsides to the new place.
Well, it also feels more like your own place because you're not connected to people above you, people below you, people to your left, people to your right, sharing a huge parking lot, sharing a gateway and entrance and all that. It's like, okay, this is like home-ish, but not really, but it is. So it's like your own personal space.
Yeah, and also instantaneous access to the outdoors.
Oh, yeah, you can go outside and touch grass.
Yeah, I don't have to go out my door, walk down the hallway, go down an elevator, walk out to the front doors to the building, and then you're still on concrete. And also there might be old people there too.
Oh no, old people. Watch out.
Well, so at our old place, a lot of the old people were lonely, so if they even saw you, they would try to stop you for a conversation, which is fine. I love talking to people, but if like you wanted to go outside to escape something, you don't want to sit there for half an hour talking.
Excuse me, I gotta go.
So, but now we can literally just go on the porch and enjoy nature.
Yeah. Take a breather and hear the crickets in the distance and hear the stars twinkle and go, twinkle, twinkle, I'm a star.
If you're hearing stars twinkle, then you should be in this asylum instead of me.
You need to get checked out, son.
Are you drinking anything tonight?
I'm drinking one of them fancy Milwaukee Pabst Blue Ribbons.
Nice.
Nothing fancy.
That's okay. Neither am I. I'm drinking an Old Smoky Moonshine.
Ooh.
It's apple pie flavored.
Ooh. Mix that with some Fireball.
I have Fireball.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
I don't know if I should mix it though.
Is it like, does it have cinnamon in it or not really?
I'm sure it does.
No, like, does it taste like cinnamon? Does it taste?
Yeah, it tastes like an apple pie.
Okay. I was gonna say sometimes some of those don't have a lot of cinnamon, so you mix them with Fireball and you get like a pie.
Gotcha.
A pie.
No, I mean it's strong, but
I was gonna have we just bought Oktoberfest today, Sam Adams Oktoberfest, and then we bought a Tuckerman's, which is the local brewery, Tuckerman's Copper IPA, which is actually really good because I'm not an IPA guy, but it's got like a more of like a bitter bitter wheat flavor to it. It's not really a strong IPA bite. It's like a different kind of like, I wouldn't say metallic, but
like one of those hazy IPAs where it's kind of citrusy more so than hoppy.
Not a little. No, it's more hoppy than citrusy, but it has more of a wheat aspect to it, like a beer.
Okay.
So it's like a mild IPA, which is right up my alley because I'm not an IPA guy at all.
Shout out Voodoo Ranger.
Voodoo Ranger, the only IPA that I'll drink.
And they do have a variety. Like they have so many different kinds depending on your flavor profile. But like
I like them all.
Oh, me too, 100%. Even like the double IPA Voodoo Ranger. I forget what the specific one is called, but
they're Fruit Force or something. Fruit Force IPA, Juice Force, something like that.
Yeah,
it's like 8%, but it's so good.
Oh. Experimental is really good.
Oh yeah, that one's pretty good.
The black one, but I mean
the original one.
Yeah, you can't beat the original.
Have you seen their ads on YouTube recently?
I don't think so.
They're like Adult Swim cartoons. Like, these old grannies aren't cool, but when they drink Voodoo Ranger and they like get all muscular and tattoos and they start screaming, they're the best grannies around. It's like the Voodoo Ranger mascot like bursting in their window. I'm like, this marketing is awesome.
That's
I
so
want to go
cool.
buy some. It makes me want to go buy some. Like, yeah, Voodoo Ranger.
It's great marketing.
Whereas Bud Light's like, yep, old fat guys watching baseball and football. Bud Light. I'm like, nope, I'm good.
Yeah, it's different. It's different markets, right? Like Voodoo Ranger is trying to appeal to the younger audience that grew up with Adult Swim, and it's like, more in your face kind of. And then the Bud Light, they don't really need to advertise. Like they know, like their customer base is already gonna buy stuff, and it's the older people anyway. The historic people that look back on time and say, "Oh, I remember Budweiser in the '50s or whatever."
Back in my day, I went uphill both ways to get a Bud Light when I was 12. I mean, 18.
10.
What? Where am I?
Mr. President, no.
I was about to say Joe Biden, Mr. Delaware man himself.
No, I mean, we've, let's see. I don't think we've bought any new liquors recently. It's all been the same. It's just been like Evan Williams whiskey.
We got a,
vodka.
the Evan Williams peach schnapps, which is like it's a peach liqueur, but it has the Evan Williams whiskey in it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really whiskey. But I mixed some of that with Dr. Pepper and ooh-wee.
Oh, interesting. Because
Really
right now we have
really good.
peach vodka, and we mix that with Coke, and that top tier.
Yeah, something about like the fruity stuff. Like Jack and Coke's good and all, but like if you added like a fruity liqueur to like Coke or Dr. Pepper or something, it's really good.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Dangerous, but good.
Mm-hmm.
I made one the other day and I'm like, oh, this is nice. And I drank the whole thing. And I'm like, oh, wait, I put like a shot of that stuff in it on an empty stomach. Uh-oh. Whoops. I thought I was just drinking. I thought I was drinking soda. No, it was like a couple days ago. I don't remember.
It'll get you. You got so drunk you couldn't remember?
Yeah, that one drink. Ooh-wee. One drink got me good.
you lightweight.
I am a lightweight now.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much. I drink like 3 beers and I'm feeling it.
Yeah, no, us too.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's how it goes.
Yeah. It's better that way, you know? I will say, the whole theory of like drinking beer helps your skin grow. Not grow. Wow.
What?
Helps your skin glow.
Sure.
Have you heard that at all or not really?
No, but I'm interested to hear more.
Okay. There's a whole rumor / theory where beer helps your skin glow because of like the I don't remember what kind of compound is in the beer, but like the whole yeast thing, the doodab. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. It helps your skin. Whatever. And I've noticed that my skin has been pretty good for the last couple of years. So I'm like, okay. And then there's one time I didn't drink beer for like 3 weeks and my face broke out so bad. Like over like 2 weekends, it was like okay. I'm like, okay, just a random outbreak. It's like a year ago. And then like that 3rd weekend, my face just went boom with acne. I'm like, what is going on? And then I'm like, wait a minute. I haven't had beer in forever. And no joke, I had a couple beers that night and 2 days later, it all went away.
Interesting. Are you sure this isn't like the it's some kind of phenomena? It has a name.
Placebo effect?
Not placebo. It's like confirmation bias, where like you have a preconceived idea in your head, and then when a certain order of things, quote unquote, randomly happens, you attribute it to that belief.
I don't know, but it was the first time I stopped drinking for 3 weeks, like nothing, like 0 alcohol for like 3 weeks. My face broke out, and then I had beer because I'm like, oh wait, maybe it does help. And I just had some. I didn't pay attention. I just had some beers that night, and then like a couple days later, it all went away. So I'm like, and then I thought, interesting. I don't know.
Something to think about. Interesting.
I don't know.
So
it was just kind of weird. It's like, if that's true.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and drink more beer.
Drink more beer. Homer say yummy. Beer.
No.
Oh. Oh, did you guys see the yeah, you guys saw the Deadpool Wolverine movie, right?
We did. We did.
We saw that was our first movie we've been to since Five Nights at Freddy's, so
Oh, so you actually did see it.
Yeah, we saw it 2 weeks ago, I think.
Okay.
Something like that. I loved it. I'm a big Hugh Jackman guy, so if you say Hugh Jackman's in the movie, I'm probably going to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But seeing Hugh Jackman be Wolverine again, I was like, kind of like, I remember seeing this guy when I was a kid. So seeing all the Wolverine moments like relived again, I'm like, this is top tier, 10 out of 10
Yeah,
content.
like literally the entire movie was like a love story to like Wolverine, the X-Men universe,
Mm-hmm.
Deadpool, like all the inside jokes, um, and just kind of like doing a superhero movie right.
Yeah, exactly.
And like obviously without spoiling anything, there's a lot of fan service, and
Mm-hmm.
some movies just do some movies do fan service, and it's not earned. Like there's like, oh, like they jangle the keys, like, oh,
Yeah,
remember this, but like the
yeah.
Deadpool Wolverine one, it was a love letter,
It was like kind of like, hey, you guys deserve this. If you get this, you get this. If you don't, oh well.
Exactly. Yeah, there were a lot of moments like that where there were some things that happened where I didn't personally see those movies or encounter certain characters, but I still had like the idea of it as like
Yeah.
a comic book nerd, where I'm like, oh, it's
It's that guy.
it's person A or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was still that kind of cool
Yeah.
connection there. But yeah,
I
great
enjoyed the
great
movie a lot.
Definitely very entertaining.
Oh yeah. Finally, Marvel did something right. It just took an R-rated movie and Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman.
Well, what they did is they gave like a Deadpool fan, Ryan Reynolds, complete creative control over the movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
like,
did
hey,
you
have at it.
exactly? Also, I was gonna say real quick, did you hear? You probably don't know too much about this, but I could be wrong. The board game, the miniature game Warhammer 40K.
Yeah.
So they were trying to make like this whole universe of movies and TV shows, and have it stream on, like, they have their own website, but I think they're also going to put it on Amazon. And so Amazon was like, "Hey guys, we'll fund your TV shows and your movies because Amazon has all the money."
Yeah.
And so, but Amazon needed a person who knew the Warhammer lore because it is 30 or 40 years of lore with like books and games and models
yeah.
and stuff like that. So they're like, "Huh, we need a super fan who can help us like creatively lead this multiverse project." And so they asked Henry Cavill.
Ooh.
So they're like, "Hey Henry, can you be like the front guy to like talk to fans, go to the press, and be the creative director for the show?" And he's like, "Oh, 100%. Like this is like my life's work." This is because like he's been collecting miniatures and playing Warhammer since he was 10 years old. And
Wow.
so he's super passionate about like everything nerdy, but especially Warhammer. And then once like scripts started getting written, once characters started getting introduced, then Amazon was like, "Actually, we need to do X, Y, and Z according to our policies and our quota for such and such actors and such characters in the show." So Henry Cavill was like, "But that's not how the lore is. Like, you can't just mess up the lore." And Amazon's like, "Yeah, but we have a certain way to do things." And so if they don't come to a decision creatively, by this December, everything gets shut down.
Oof.
Yeah.
It's like the whole Acolyte thing that happened.
Yeah.
We were watching Star Wars series guy,
Mm-hmm.
and there's like he was like he was talking and he like had clips of documentation and what of like creative producers and directors or whatever of the Acolyte show who got thrown into it and have never seen a single second of any Star Wars content. And they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna make a show about Star Wars," and everyone's like, "Wait, what?" It's like you're telling somebody to go make a Hulk movie even though they think he's like. It's like, you don't do that. Like, you gotta have an understanding of what the heck is going on to actually do something.
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's a brand new, whole new creative idea, then go at it because there's no history behind it. But Star Wars has been around for like almost 50 years at this point.
Yeah.
Kind of do your research. Do your research as a director, producer, screenwriter, and do your due diligence and do your research.
Yeah,
there's millions of fans, probably a billion fans out there who are like, "Hey, do it right."
Yeah, no, definitely, and I'm all for like trying to do something new, especially in like the Star Wars universe where it's been like Skywalker after Skywalker type thing, and like we have gotten like new original stuff like the Mandalorian,
Yep.
Ahsoka a little bit, even though she was already in like the Skywalker saga, kind of with the Clone Wars show. But there've definitely been like creative steps outside of the norm, and so the Acolyte was a chance to do that. But
And they flopped.
yeah, because the writers and the director didn't understand Star Wars, they could not have made a good Star Wars show.
Yeah, if they literally got George Lucas to do that, it would have been insane.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been so good. It's like, guys, if you just picked the right people to do it, it would have been a major success because it would be the first prequel, like pre-movie prequel content.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
not like a video
definitely.
game. So
Yeah,
like, yeah, we could have had an origin story of like some Sith. We could have had an origin story of some Jedi. We could have had backstory of like what was going on in the Jedi realm. How many years ago it was before Phantom Menace. It's like we could have gotten a lot of gaps filled or whatever, or seen characters we haven't seen before have screen time. And it's like, no, here's a whole bunch of new stuff and deal with it. Peace.
what they should have done is they should have pushed it. Well, I don't know if they could have pushed it back 1,000 years because like there's technically not supposed to be any Sith known about by the Jedi for 1,000 years by the time of Episode 1.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you just kind of have the Jedi disconnected from the Acolyte story, it would have made more sense on paper. And then if you write the characters a little better, if you write the plot better, like seeing like a Sith apprentice, basically seeing that process of like coercion and deception to join the dark side, and then that be your first season to be like, okay, you've become the apprentice. And it would be like secret too, because there's only supposed to be one Sith master and one Sith apprentice. But what if that apprentice takes on an acolyte? Dun dun dun. So
exactly,
it had all the possibilities of going well. Like, and I agree with Star Wars theory on this. He was super hyped for the show when it first was announced.
Oh yeah, back in like 2020 or 2021 or whatever. He was like, this could be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I'm excited. This is probably the most excited I've been since I don't even know when. And then it's like, nope, you get this. Good luck.
Yep.
They had the potential, and then they went, nah, side quests, and then they ruined it, and now it's canceled. So it's like, yep, they kind of got what they asked for, since they wanted to take their creative arts and make something that wasn't Star Wars, but in a Star Wars universe.
And just have the most confused characters of all time.
I mean, if you're trying to, I was telling this to Christine, it's like, you make Star Wars content to build the Star Wars community and to give them something to talk about, to theorize about, to connect about. You don't make Star Wars content to make money. If you're making Star Wars content to make money, you're in it for the wrong idea.
Mm-hmm. And I can also
that's what they were trying to do, that and push other things. And I'm like, no, this ain't Star Wars.
They were trying to appeal to a wider audience. And other shows have done that. The Halo show is notoriously not for Halo fans. It's to reach a wider audience that doesn't care about Halo, to bring them into the show. Mm-hmm. And we all saw how that turned out. That show's also canceled.
But then we have perfect examples of Last of Us directly taking basically the cutscenes from the games and implementing into live action format.
Game of Thrones from the books.
And then you've got Fallout. Just take the Fallout world, whoop, there's your story. And then they just went with it, and everything worked out perfect. It's like,
exactly.
If there's a fan base for something, you don't need to grow the fan base. If you make something that is fan base oriented, the fan base will show up and they will like it.
And there will be more people added automatically because they'll like see something on the news like, what's this show? Fallout?
Why is it 95 on Rotten Tomatoes?
Exactly. They're like, I like Westerns. I kind of like post-apocalyptic type stuff. Oh, maybe I'll check that out. And then they get introduced to it. Boom. Done.
Done. Easy money.
And like with the Acolyte, it's like, some kind of like some magic user with like a glowing sword like takes a secret trainee when they're not supposed to, like in this fantasy space universe. I'll check that out. Like, I've heard of Star Wars. Maybe this is my gateway.
If it had like 85 on Rotten Tomatoes, it's like, oh, this actually looks decent, but it's got like 20 or whatever, 15 on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, I think it's bottom Star Wars content in history.
Literally.
I think it got lower than the Star Wars Christmas special from the 80s.
Yeah, I haven't checked recently. It might have gotten just barely above, but I know for like the majority of the show, it was rated lower than the
Yeah.
holiday special.
No bueno.
Oh,
Yeah, it just really comes down to make content for the fans, don't make content for the money.
exactly.
Because if you make it for the fans, it will get popularity.
Also, cough cough, Rings of Power.
Cough, cough, Minecraft movie.
Oh my gosh, dude! Like, what's happening?
It looks so bad.
What's happening?
There's a dude on Instagram who immediately made a TikTok. It's like me and an iPhone and a green screen in 1 hour of my time, and it looks exactly the same.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, Jack Black as Steve, and I'm like, okay, well, you lost me
Why?
since the beginning, but now I'm just gonna toss this in the trash.
Like, they could have chosen like any like random actor. Oh, Michael Cera would have been great as Steve.
Oh yeah, I could
That-
see that.
Like, dude, come on.
But kids don't know who Michael Cera is because he's a R-rated comedian.
He's for the millennials.
No.
So
Yeah.
dumb.
So stupid. It looks so bad.
Yeah. My gosh, dude.
Yeah, Rings of Power is also. It's not great, but the Tolkien family needs to grow up and let them have their rights because they just don't let Amazon. They haven't let Amazon have any of the rights basically. So
Yeah.
that's the reason why it's not good. It's because the Tolkien family is being kind of snobby about it and be like, you can't have any of it. So good luck making a show.
Yeah, but all at the same time, it's like Rings of Power is trying to do that money grubbing thing.
A little bit.
And they're trying. It's the same problem as the Acolyte, where they don't understand the original source material. It's not that they don't. They simply don't have access to all of the lore to do something with the show. They don't understand what makes Tolkien Tolkien, and making a show based off of that. Even for modern audiences, like Peter Jackson did it pretty faithfully, and
Yeah.
he made that movie. What was 30 years after Tolkien's death, and now we're about 25 years after those movies.
Oh yeah.
It's just a matter of the writers not understanding Tolkien.
It's also like a respect for what the world is as well.
Mm-hmm.
And also another thing that Rings of Power kind of throws me out of a loop is they have like 5 stories going on at the same time
Mm-hmm.
because you've got so many little stories going on. So granted, you have an hour-long show. Yeah, makes sense if you're following 1 or 2 story arcs. But when you get 5 arcs in an hour-long episode, and you're trying to have it be like a very thorough show about being like a lot of like meat and potatoes in the show itself, it's like you can't spend 10 minutes on each story arc and make it feel like, oh yeah, I learned so much about that character. I can't wait for the next plot to come up.
It depends how it's done, because Game of Thrones is very much like that, where there's between 4 and 6 storylines per episode, and they do it is obviously jarring where it's like one ends and the other begins, like you're halfway across the continent or whatever, but they do a great job of giving you character development and action and random events happening in each of those storylines, so that it doesn't feel like you're just there. You're just like watching people talk. Like in Rings of Power season 2, I felt like I've just seen people talk. Like there's been no character development.
It was.
It's just I talk to you now. I talk to you now. 2 heads talking, and then like maybe something happens. Like there are things that happen.
You touch a tree and it explodes.
Yeah, or like some rocks fall down and whatever. But like I know things happen, but like then immediately after that, it's like more talking.
And there was a spider at that one point. Oh, talking.
Man, dude.
A lot of it's pulling a Phantom Menace with the negotiations.
It really is.
I think a new episode dropped last night, so we actually have to watch that.
On Thursday
or tonight.
Last Thursday. Yeah, we were gonna see it, but then like we got caught up in like on some unpacking documents and stuff, and so it was like, oh, it's 9:45. Never mind.
Yeah, I forgot it's weekly. It's not all at once.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I don't have high hopes, but
yeah,
because the start of the show is not great.
It's there.
Did you hear that like around 63% of the viewership dropped off from season 1 to 2?
Oof. Bye.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of people who probably were watching season 1 and were like, let's just bite the bullet and finish it. And then season 2 came out and they were like, nah.
Yeah, I think Depending on who you ask, the first 3 episodes of Rings of Power season 2 have been watched a million times.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like 1 million, 1 million, 1 million, or like 1 million people watched all three. Like
I don't
maybe
know.
some people dropped off, or I don't know. I don't know how that math works, but around a million people.
Not a lot.
Yeah, there's a number, 1 million. Boom.
Not a lot.
No.
You'd expect it to be more for a Lord of the Rings franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's almost like Return of the King back in 2003 was like top 3 on the movies of all time charts.
Oh yeah, I think it's well, I don't know if it's up there anymore, but it was up there for a super long time, especially with all the Academy Awards it got too.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 20 something Academy Awards.
Still got the record for most Academy Awards.
Oh yeah. I don't think anything's ever going to beat it because that generation of cinematography and movie directing is gone.
100% agree. The focus is on different things now, which is good and bad in some ways. It's just different. Just like the what critics were looking for in the 50s was different than they were looking at in the 90s and the 2020s or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just different now.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of movies, we're going through the Alien movies with Christine because she's never watched them.
Yes, neither has Maya.
I forgot. Wait, what?
Neither has Maya.
She hasn't seen them?
No, we watched the first Alien, and then we
good.
watched Prometheus.
Yeah, because I know Prometheus is technically the first one.
Yeah, I think we saw Aliens. Like the
Aliens is okay. Alien, I still think Alien's my favorite out of the ones I've seen. We're gonna watch Covenant pretty soon, because Covenant is what takes place between Alien and Aliens.
Yeah.
And then after Covenant, we're gonna there's one other one, I can't remember what it was. We're gonna skip it because it's bad. Aliens 3.
Yeah.
We're skipping Aliens 3. And then we're gonna see Romulus whenever it comes out on streaming because I heard it's really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually, whatever the skinwalker alien is, they actually took what's his face, this like 8'2" kid, and had him like cosmetically turned into like this alien. He's actually like a real, like, it's not CGI.
Awesome.
It's like a practical effect of like this kid dressed up and like in this like skeleton abysmal SCP monster, and I'm like, okay, that's got my attention. I might go see it now. That sounds scary. I might poop. I'll poop my pants.
And I keep recommending Alien Covenant to Maya because like it's my top 3 Alien movie. It goes Aliens, Alien, Covenant, and so I'm like let's watch Covenant. It's like the next one in the series because we just watched Prometheus, and she's like, oh, I don't want to, blah blah. She's like dragging her feet.
I haven't seen that movie in years. Like we probably saw that in end of high school, I think. Like 20, because it's 2017 when it came out. I think,
Yeah.
or 2014 or something.
Yeah, it would have been
High school. You in college maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I remember we saw that at home, and I was like, since when did Alien movies be so good? Because I remember like because obviously we saw Aliens, and Alien 3, and I'm like, okay, the CGI is okay, whatever. I'm like, it's the 80s and 90s. Alien 1 is 1978, and I'm like, holy crap, this is 1978. I thought there was like the late 80s. Anyway, I was blown away by that.
Yeah, dude.
And then Alien Covenant, I'm like, wow, this is actually like more horror based than what Alien 2 was, because Alien 2 was kind of like shoot 'em up, aliens are invading, kill 'em all, yeah, America. And then Alien 1 was like, what is this? What's going on? What's happening? Run.
Yeah, like literally like a stalker movie.
Yeah, so good. I love thriller stalker movies. Well, not stalker movies, but thriller movies.
Yeah, for sure.
Spooky thriller.
Suspense.
Yes, suspense. Suspense. But yeah, eventually we'll finish them, and then we'll probably watch the Predator movies.
Yeah, there's good and bad ones in there too.
Yep, there are. We're going to skip Alien vs. Predator.
Did you watch what was the one that took place in like the 1800s? Prey. Did you watch Prey? Is that the name? Where the Predator comes to Earth in like the 1800s and like ravages a Native American tribe.
What?
You haven't seen this? Oh my gosh, dude.
Hold on, let me do the Google.
I was literally pulling it up right now.
Hold on, you find it and I'll look it up.
Predator Prey. Is it called Prey? Yep, called Prey. Came out in 2022.
What?
Yeah, it is so good.
How have I not heard of this?
Oh, it's even earlier. It's set in the northern Great Plains in 1719.
What?
Yeah, the story revolves around a young Comanche woman who is striving to prove herself as a hunter. She finds herself having to protect her people from a vicious alien that hunts humans for sport, as well as from French fur traders who are destroying the buffalo. It's really good.
I've never heard of this.
It's on
Disney.
Hulu and Disney Plus. Yeah, really, it's surprisingly good.
94 in Rotten Tomatoes. That's really good.
Yeah. After just like so many bad
Predator movies.
yeah, like for the last
in
15
general.
years, like this was definitely a breath of fresh air.
Dang.
But yeah, highly
Oh yeah,
highly recommend.
Alien. Oh, I know this poster. So, I've seen this poster everywhere, and all I saw was the lady with the green eyeshadow stuff, and I'm like, okay, it's some interesting movie. I never thought of it being a Predator movie.
Interesting.
'Cause I never saw the trailer for it, so that makes so much sense.
Okay. Yeah, man.
All right, so I've seen it, but I've never associated it with Predator, so now I know what to add to the list. After we watch Covenant, and then after we watch Romulus.
Yes.
Isn't Homelander in Prometheus?
No,
From The Boys?
No, you're thinking of Michael Fassbender. Michael Fassbender is Magneto in like the young X-Men movies.
Oh, they look kind of the same.
Yeah, I can see the vibe.
Kind of the same. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah. Good movies.
Indeed.
Classics.
Yeah.
Written in the transcripts of old, go down in history.
What? The transcripts of old?
Yeah, like the Alien movies, like cult classic.
Oh, yes.
The transcripts of old, back in my day on the VHS player, you had to rewind it.
Last time we saw Mom, we were talking to her about horror movies and stuff, and like, she said the scariest she could go is like Freddy Krueger and Halloween and Michael Myers from Friday the 13th or whatever, and like for us, it's like, oh, we've seen like Midsummer, Hereditary,
Witch.
the Blair Witch Project, the
Blair Witch is so good.
I
love that movie. That's a good one.
All the
The
ghost movies like Annabelle and
Oh, yep.
whatever.
Conjuring.
Exactly, yeah, Conjuring.
Conjuring. The Conjuring movies were good. The Nun movies were awful.
Mm-hmm. Even though
I was not a fan.
we had to watch them because we had to watch the whole universe.
Oh, yeah. We did too, yeah.
Yeah. So about the Blair Witch Project, I know it's a cult classic. I don't like that movie.
I liked it. It was so... how do I explain this? It was some emotion I had. I don't know how to explain it, but it was like shell shock and terrified. Whereas like the movie's like, oh, this is kind of funny, whatever, just kids being kids. And it's like, oh, this isn't going well. Why does this feel so realistic? What's going on? And then like the ending happens and you're like, I don't know what it was in me, but something clicked in my head of like, this is like extremely demonic and I don't know why. It's just, I don't know. Something about it was freaky, and even Christine was like, that was kind of scary. I'm like, I don't know. It's one of those movies where it's either you hate it or you love it, and I probably won't watch it in a super long time just to like keep that mindset, because it's one of those movies where like if you don't like it the first time, you're not gonna like it if you watch it again.
Yeah, and that was me and Maya, because like I know we've heard all these great things about it, and I'm not saying we had a heightened expectation going into it.
I had zero expectation,
but
I was just like, oh
yeah, I just wanted to experience it. I'm like, oh, what's all the hype about? And I saw it, I'm like, I mean, but that's just me.
Yeah, I didn't know any of the hype. All I know is that it was always that movie that's like, that's a scary movie. I'm like, okay, sure. And then we watched it. It's just like, oh, it's supposed to be a scary movie. Cool. And that's all that was our expectation. It was like a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you liked it and that you were.
It was very eerie.
Yeah.
At the very end.
I get that for sure.
I don't know.
Did you watch Barbarian?
What's that?
Oh, I'd highly recommend that. There's like this woman who gets an Airbnb, and then like she gets there, and then like someone else shows up, and he's like, "Oh, I've booked this Airbnb also," and they're like, "Oh, well, we can't get in contact with the person who leased it to us. Like, I guess we can both just stay here then, because like they both had to be there. Like the lady had to be there for like a job convention, and the other guy was like, I can't remember why he was there, but they both had to be there, and there was nowhere else to stay. So they're like, okay, we'll both live here or whatever. And then like they just find a hole in the basement,
Oh, great.
and then I won't say anything else because it'll give away the movie. But it is so unsettling once it goes on. It makes my skin crawl sometimes.
One that I thought was fascinating, my mind was blown, was Parasite.
Yes, definitely.
It's not really a horror movie, but it's like oh crap.
It's all this
What
like
just
building,
happened?
like it's like
And you
crazy
don't
thing
realize
happens, crazy thing happens, crazy
And
thing
you
happens.
don't realize it's building really. It's like, oh, some stuff's going on, and then at the very end, it I'm not gonna say what happens, but you're like, whoa, pause, time out.
So good,
Yeah.
so good.
So Barbarian,
Mm-hmm.
you'll probably have to remind me in like a month.
Yeah,
And pray.
I'll find out where it's Barbarian streaming because we saw it on streaming.
I'm trying to think of another decent horror movie that we saw. We haven't really seen a lot recently. We watched Midsummer because I think we recommended Midsummer to you.
Yes, yeah, we like that one.
Anything with Florence Pugh,
Mhm.
I'll watch. Because Christine's like, oh, Florence Pugh. And I'm like, sure, well, yeah, Florence Pugh.
Oh man, did Barbarian get taken off streaming? I hope not. Oh no, okay, it's on Amazon Prime and Hulu.
Barbarian.
Yes.
Are the actor and actress people I would know, or probably not?
I don't remember. Hold on, let me look up the Wikipedia the Wikipedia page.
I can Google it as well. Barbary. Oop, that's Barbago.
Oh, one of the Skarsgård brothers is the guy.
Oh, Pennywise.
Yeah.
When Justin Long's in it too.
Mm-hmm. I've seen the main actress Georgina Campbell. I've seen her in something else, but I can't remember where. And then like everyone else is an unknown. Yeah, but yeah, highly recommend. That's a great,
Interesting.
just unsettling movie.
I've always been a fan of like thriller movies. Not I like horror movies too, but like thriller movies are usually my go-to.
Mm-hmm.
Like keeping it on the edge of your seat and you kind of have to watch it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, that's a bright screen of death.
Did you watch Smile?
No, I was kind of put off by the advertising.
Oh, really? Like in a bad way?
Yeah, I was like, that's kind of dumb. It's like people smiling in the crowds. I'm like, okay, kind of this is, yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing with I was gonna say Up, but that's a Disney movie.
Yeah,
Shoot,
Up was really unsettling. The way they floated into the
awful.
clouds.
The crazy
Insane.
dog. Oy. I can't remember. It was some other movie. Dang it, I can't remember.
Who's in it?
I think it was Jordan Peele was the director of it.
Get Out?
With like, might have been.
Or no. It's the alien one, right?
Yeah, it's Get Out.
Oh, that one was great.
Yeah. Get Out was kind of whatever. I heard a lot of mixed reviews about the Alien one too, and I'm like, eh.
The alien ones.
Oh wait, maybe I'm thinking Us.
Maybe I never saw Us.
That was another one that I saw like a bunch of trailers, and I'm like, this looks kind of dumb. Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
I need to find more decent thriller movies because I feel like a lot of them are like B budget, mediocre.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why when we saw Midsummer with Florence Pugh, I'm like, whoa, this is very unsettling.
So for the Us movie, guess how much the budget was?
Not a lot.
20 million.
Yeah.
Guess how much it made in the box office?
Probably like 80 to 100.
256 million.
There you go. Disney hired Jordan Peele.
Yeah, no, honestly, like he just puts out bangers.
Yeah.
I mean,
he knows what he's doing.
Varying degrees of bangers, but definitely up there.
The best one he ever made was, hey, Raw! Hey, yo, hey, Ron!
we had
Son of a
so
bitch.
our pastor Chris, he's funny. We're going through the book of Numbers, which is obviously Moses, Aaron, and Miriam, and it's like he had like some slide thing on the screen, and he's like, guys, I don't want you to start thinking it's not Aaron, it's Aaron, okay? And everyone starts laughing. It's like half the people know it's gone, half of them just think it's him being funny or whatever. But all the younger people were like, that's funny, that's hilarious.
Nice.
Yeah, this made me think of that skit.
Cool. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
iconic.
Yeah. Yeah, Christine's always asking about, like, oh, we should watch a scary movie. And I'm always like, yeah. And then we go through the scary movie list, and I'm like, these all look kind of eh.
Yeah.
So I need to start making another list because it's becoming spooky season pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think last year or the year before, we did all the Conjuring movies and all those Annabelle movies. That was a haul because that was like 7 or 8 movies. You had to watch through all of them.
There is a under the radar horror movie that me and Maya saw like half a year ago. It's called Vivarium.
Vivarium.
It came out in 2019, but it's got you know Jesse Eisenberg, right? Okay.
Yep.
So it's him and then another actress who I recognize, but I couldn't tell you what else she's in. They basically like buy a new house and they drive into the neighborhood and like all the houses are the same and no one's home. And then they can't leave.
Interesting.
Like they physically can't leave the neighborhood. And so yeah, very underrated. You know, I think the budget is like super small too, but like it's just really well done. And there's like elements that keep getting incorporated, like, oh, this is a new thing that happens, and this is a new thing that happens, as well as, you know, the overarching theme of like you can't leave.
Yeah, we saw one that was sort of like that. Might take me a second to find it. It was the same thing of like you can't leave this place or whatever.
Can I see if I can print screen this page? Print screen. I don't know if that worked or not. I don't know. I'll text it to you later.
If I can't find it in 5 seconds, I'm gonna stop looking.
Okay. Oh, Bavarium, 5.9 out of 10. Oh, well, whatever. Some people like that, I guess.
Oh, maybe it was Jennifer Lawrence. Hold on.
Horror movie with Jennifer Lawrence.
No, she's like a side person.
Mother? Is she in that? That's a horror movie.
Mother, why are there no more crumpets? All right, why is my thing being weird? Yeah, I'm drawing a complete blank on it. But it's like, shoot, it was actually really good. It was like this stereotypical 1950s family stuck in this like encampment or whatever.
Oh, I know. I know.
Picture,
yeah, I know what you're talking
picturesque, and the man does the man work, and the woman does the woman's work.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. I know what it is. It's got Florence Pugh in it.
Yeah, it's a Florence Pugh. Florence Pugh. Florence Pugh. Can't go wrong with Florence Pugh.
What's it? Oh, Don't Worry, Darling.
Yes. Oh, it's got
Harry Styles.
Haley Styles. There we go.
Yep.
That's the guy.
Olivia Wilde, Chris Pine, Shia LaBeouf, Gemma Chan.
Yeah, Don't Worry, Darling. That was another really good movie.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. That was awesome.
Yeah. Florence Pugh.
She's just in everything, isn't she?
She is. Black Widow, Midsommar, Oppenheimer, Don't Worry. Dune 2.
Oh, yeah.
She's
a princess in Dune 2. Did you watch that one?
Dune 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was just kind of confusing. It was kind of like, not confusing, but it was kind of like...
It was like, okay.
Yeah, it was just kind of monotone all the way through.
Yeah, I like the first one a lot better.
Yeah. It was still okay.
Yeah.
In my opinion. We also saw Good Person with Morgan Freeman. Not a horror movie at all. Very heartwarming. Very sad.
I think I've seen that one.
She has like a like abusive background, and Morgan Freeman's to help her and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, Morgan Freeman.
Nice. Cool, man.
That was a good one. That was a sad one. Well, sad but good.
Yeah.
If you got Morgan Freeman, it's gonna be a good movie.
Oh, another one I recommend is oh crap. It's eulogy of what's it called?
Eulogy of a Dead Man.
It's not eulogy of a Mormon. It's eulogy
Of Sasquatch.
or maybe it's something eulogy. Maya would know.
I don't know about you, but I'm just waiting for Iron Lung to come out.
When is that coming out?
Allegedly next year. Same with I think Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is end of next year as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was something else coming out next year. I don't know. I've been dying to see Iron Lung because I know Mark literally put blood, sweat, and tears into that movie, and since he was obsessed about that game. So I've got a feeling it's almost like if you throw somebody who's passionate enough about something, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, and he literally went to the hospital for that movie.
Oh yeah, most blood in a movie ever made.
Mm-hmm.
Or movie blood, I should say.
Yeah, used.
But it's one of those things where it's like we've always gotten, obviously watching his content whenever he releases a video, watching his content for the last 2 or 3 years or whatever it's been since production, and him giving like mini updates about what's going on. It's like, ooh, can't wait. Next video he'd say like a sentence or two about production. We go, ooh, can't wait. It's one of those like super teases for like forever.
Okay, so I found the movie I was looking for. It's called Hillbilly Elegy.
Oh, I've heard of that.
It's got Glenn Close and Amy Adams as the main characters. That's a really sad movie. Like it's just so real, it hurts. Like it's like I believe it takes place in the 90s, like somewhere in Appalachia. Yeah, Ohio.
Yeah.
Like Ohio, yeah. Appalachia, like very like country, but it's like it's very real stuff.
I think I've heard of that book.
It's based off a book?
Yeah.
Oh. Maybe it is. Yeah, oh, no, it is. Yeah, based on
It's written by J.D. Vance.
Oh. It's a
It's
a memoir, so
Wait. Oh, it's done by Ron Howard too.
Yes. Yeah, that's what drew me to it. Was like, "Oh, Ron Howard."
Second.
Okay.
When did he write this book? So, J.D. Vance wrote this book, Ron Howard directed it, and then it ended up being really sad.
Yeah, it's a super sad movie, but it's so real. Written in 2016, and the movie came out in 2020.
Wow.
That was a fast turnaround. Yeah, highly recommend that movie. It has a low rating on IMDb.
It is by J.D. Vance. Oh, that's probably where I heard it, because he was talking about it. People were getting so angsty about it.
Really? I mean angsty,
Like, how dare he bring this up in his political stance, blah, 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 blah. How dare he talk about the Appalachian people?
Ugh.
I'm like, bro, he's from Ohio.
Yeah.
He can do this. If anything can, he can.
Yeah, like, this is literally, like, their existence. Like, it's literally us, like, a real story, basically.
Dang.
Yeah,
because I've heard of it, but I just didn't know it was by him or it was done by Ron Howard.
Yeah, highly recommend.
Interesting.
Box office. Oh wow! Its budget was $45 million, and it only made $38,000 in the box office.
How?
You know what it was? It was probably limited release. 24% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's not. Oh, you know what? It was probably ratioed. It was probably the people who got all up in arms about it and like downvoted it.
Yeah, as soon as he ran for vice president, they're like, downvote. It's like, bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's a good movie. I highly recommend that one.
Interesting.
If you want to cry.
Maybe not. If I want to cry, I'll go watch Acolyte.
Crying from pain, not actual sadness.
Yeah, that's true. I don't cry from sadness. I'm a real man.
Did you watch Inside Out 2?
Yes. Yes, we did.
Cool.
When everything goes
Yeah.
on itself.
And all the new emotions show up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that one.
That was a good movie. Underrated because I never saw the first one, and Christine's always talking about it, and Christine's like, "Oh, the second one came out." I'm like, "That's cool. I haven't seen the first one." She's like, "We're watching it now." I'm like, "Okay."
No, literally, the same thing happened to us. We're like, "Oh, Inside Out 2? Oh, I heard the first one was pretty good." It came out in like 2014 or something, like super long ago. So me and Maya watched it. We were crying the entire time.
Oh yeah, because it like hits you because it's like it's a movie made for kids, but it's not really made for kids.
Yeah.
And their whole thing was that the people that watched the first one, by the time the second one rolls around, it also makes more sense.
Yeah, and me and Maya, like we were hit directly in the feels because even though like the main character Riley is like in middle school or whatever, like we have a daughter, and so we were kind of like seeing Riley through like a parent's eyes and like kind of relating that with like Lua's emotions, even though Lua is like only a year old. But it just hit us different.
She's still a little bit of a potato.
Yeah, not much anymore. She's like a baked potato.
She's like a baked potato.
She's got the sour cream and the bacon and everything.
She's got the goods.
But yeah, no, it just hit us in a different way, and we were just sobbing.
Yeah, that was a good movie. Yeah, it's one of those movies that like you show kids and like, haha, animation, cartoon, wee, and then the parents are sitting in the back crying.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Pixar does great. Pixar makes movies that you can watch as a kid and you can watch as an adult.
Yep, just like Bluey.
Mm-hmm. Still haven't seen any.
Oh, some of them are really good.
I know.
There's some of those shows. This is shows where it's the same thing, where it's like you kids watch them and they say, "Oh, that's cool. It's got a message. Be nice to your brother, or be nice to your sister, or sharing is caring, whatever." But then like parents like see the story through the parents' eyes, and you're like, "Oh, yep." Show responsibility. Show like when you hearing like and like I can't just say hearing, but like reading the room, or there's one episode where the kids are like yelling and screaming and bouncing off their mom and dad, but the parents are like on the ground, hands over their eyes, and like, "Oh, we can't play. We were up late with the neighbors having fun." It's like, yep, they've got hangovers.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And the kid's like, "Oh, they're just acting sick and tired," and the parents are like, "No, they were drinking a little bit of that milk." You know what I say? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Milk. That's cats.
I ran across like a Bluey out of context compilation on YouTube or whatever, and it's the funniest stuff. I have to see if I can find it and send it to you because you probably know a lot of the episodes of where it's from, of all the different clips. But it was just so funny.
We haven't seen all of them, but we've seen most of season 1 and most of season 2. We didn't really watch it in order because there's no chronological thing, so we're just kind of bouncing around or whatever. And they're super short too, so it's like, yeah, you can watch like 3 of them for like half an hour and you're good. But they're fun. It reminds me of like Peep in the Big Wide World, where it's like 10 minutes of like fun animation, but like kind of funny at the same time.
Yeah.
But I think Bluey holds up a lot better. Mm-hmm. But some of the episodes are hilarious. Like I was laughing at some of them. So like they're like pretending to be like old ladies crossing the street, but they're in the house like yelling at them, going, "Ah, Mildred, where are my groceries?" And the mom's like, "Are you kidding me? It's Granny Day." So good.
Oh man,
it's funny.
Yeah,
there's a couple episodes that are okay, but there's a lot of them that are really good. And it's like some of them actually have like really like serious subject matters and stuff like that. But if you're a kid, it's like, "Oh, that doggy's sad." It's like, no, that dog has severe depression because of its parents. It's like, okay.
Oh jeez.
Well, a lot of it's an Australian show, so it's like no American guidelines to follow.
Yeah.
But
cool.
Yeah. I would recommend watching it.
I occasionally I get the itch, and then it's like, oh well, either life gets in the way or it's like other show. But
if you have 10 minutes, just watch the Grannies episode, and you're like, this is funny.
Okay.
It's pretty funny.
Is it on Disney Plus?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's on Disney.
Okay. I might force Maya to watch it with me when we're winding down for bed a little later.
It's honestly a good show to like kind of wind down because it's like kind of relaxing. It's like, yeah, this is kind of a fun cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Very lighthearted, but if you really pay attention to it, it's like, oh, it's like another message going on.
Yeah.
But
It's fun.
Cool.
It's one of those shows that I would 1,000% watch and repeat if I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, you playing any games?
Not really, honestly.
Oh no.
I mean, it's summertime. I don't play games in the summer. I mean, we've played Lethal Company like 2 or 3 times.
I've missed those ones.
Yeah, yeah, because you guys were like in the process of moving, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it. I haven't played anything else. I'll go to my Steam,
Okay.
see what I got, but I don't think I've really played anything.
That's sad.
I think it's been Lethal Company. I want to play the Pilgrim game so bad because it looks awesome.
The Pilgrim game.
Oh, there's a video. Watch IGP, his video. It's like Lethal Company, but it has like a story and an ending and upgrades and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. I'm looking at like his gameplay very briefly right now. Okay. It reminds
It's
me,
medieval.
Yeah, it reminds me of Rust kinda.
Kind of, sort of, but it's got more Lethal Company aspects to it,
Mm-hmm.
mixed with like progression and stuff. I don't know.
Oh, Amnesia. It's giving me Amnesia vibes.
Yeah, Amnesia mixed with Lethal Company. Yeah,
Interesting. Okay.
it looks really good. But I've tried convincing a couple people to buy it with me because you need 4 people to play,
Mm-hmm.
or it works best with 4 people because it's a big game. There's more aspects to it than Lethal Company.
Oh wait,
So-
wait, is it a mod?
No,
Oh, okay.
it's its own thing on Steam.
Oh, you know what?
I think it's like
You know what? He titled it "Medieval Lethal Company is Terrifying," and then
Oh.
YouTube automatically labeled it as Lethal Company.
it's $8.
That might be worth, depending on how good the game is.
I don't know. Watch the IGP's video on Pilgrim,
Yeah, I'm saving it right now.
or watch like the first like 10 minutes of it or whatever. But it looks pretty solid.
Hmm.
I would definitely play it.
Yes, sir.
Like if people bought it, if there was more than just me and Christine, like you can play with 3 people and it works. But like
Mm-hmm.
ideally you want 4 because you need like people doing different tasks and stuff like that.
Yeah, makes sense.
But it's really cool. It's really cool looking. Definitely like different, but the same but different.
Yeah.
The same but different. I also like the aesthetic of it because I've always liked the Amnesia aesthetic,
Mm-hmm.
like the old brick buildings and wood and stone.
Yeah, it's like not like incredibly like realistic graphics. It's like kind of like it's scary and spooky and
But it's still like a video game.
yeah.
Yeah. It's not trying to be hyper realistic.
Yeah. And you're not playing.
Yeah.
And you're not playing any games. You're just kind of just vibing.
No. Once November hits, I'll be playing more games.
Yeah.
I'll get back into Fallout Vegas. I'll get back into. Christine wants to play Fallout 76.
Mm-hmm.
I played BattleBit a little bit. Yeah.
That was dumb.
It was awful. No, I don't. I do a lot of. I don't really play. I haven't really played a whole lot in the last couple of months. I think the most I've played is like 2 weeks ago when we did like 3 hours of Lethal Company, and that was about it for the last couple of months. Because it's been bright outside, so it's like okay, time to do outdoor projects, do stuff outside.
Mm-hmm.
Now with summer coming to a close and fall around the corner and winter around the corner, it's like okay, it gets dark around 7:30 ish. Time to start figuring out stuff to do in the house now, because yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, usually we play a lot more games during the fall and winter, because it's like, okay, it's dark out, and we can't go snowboarding, so what do we do?
Mm-hmm.
TV, video games,
Yeah.
video games.
There's also something comforting about just like going up to your computer with a blanket on and just
Oh, yeah.
playing, or
I hate it.
pajamas.
Because we don't have a AC unit in the gaming room, so it's like, in the summertime, I also don't want to be in here because it's so hot. Well, I can keep it cooler if I keep the AC on all day and keep the door open, but I'm like, nah.
Mm-hmm.
But like in the wintertime, it's nice because I can just take a blanket and then wrap myself up and I'm good to go.
Yeah. Yeah,
But-
and I think like once this winter comes around, I think like if Christine gets you to play Fallout 76 with her, I think that'll be fun because it looks like it's better now than what it was when it first launched. Like I remember everyone hated
Yeah.
it. Yeah, and just like the Fallout games in general are just amazing to like sink hours into. Like if you have nothing going on, it's like okay, I can play for like
You can-
3 hours and be okay.
You can get lost in a Fallout game very quickly because that's what happened to me when I started New Vegas. I started the introduction, the tutorial, and I just got out into the real world. I'm like, oh, I have to stop myself. I'm gonna get sucked in. I'll be here all night long. So I'm like, I have to put down my controller. Of course, this was like 2 months ago at this point. But I'm like, I know that as soon as I get back in, I'm gonna sit down for a while and I'm not gonna get up. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna wait because this will be my winter game, and if I'm bored or whatever, I'll just pick up playing New Vegas. But yep, I've definitely grown. I used to be, obviously, I used to be big in like competitive games or whatever, but I'm very much now single player and casual multiplayer.
There you go.
Hence why I haven't opened Halo Infinite in almost a year.
Yeah, me too. I don't know what's going on, but it takes like 20 minutes for the main menu screen to load.
Yeah, it's I think it's just broken.
Yeah, I don't know what the issue is, and I don't care anymore.
Yeah, I'm kind of over it, to be honest.
Yeah.
I know people still like, it's still popular, and I think some people play it, but I'm like, I don't really care. I mean, when Black Ops, no, yeah, Black Ops. I'm drawing a blank. Is it Black Ops 5 or Modern Warfare? I don't know. The new Call of Duty game that's coming out.
6.
That actually looks really good because it takes place during Desert Storm, which is like early 90s. And the trailers for it look really good. So I'm like, oh, maybe I'll play Call of Duty again. But we'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see if my PC has storage for it.
Oh man, yeah, or just buy another like storage compartment.
Yeah, I could.
Or SSD. Be like, okay, this entire SSD is for a Call of Duty game.
See, I'm also kind of want to get it because it's a Black Ops game, which means it's gonna have zombies.
Yeah.
Which means I'm gonna play zombies. So it's like, maybe I'll get it because I know the last couple of games have been kind of like meh, whatever. 'Cause it's been 10 years since I've played a Call of Duty game like consistently.
Yeah.
Because Ghost was the last one. I think that was like 2014 or something like that, 2015. So maybe it's like, it's been a decade. Time to get back into it. I kind of had that itch again. I saw the trailer. I'm like, this one actually stuck out to me. Like, Cold War never stuck out to me. Modern Warfare 4 never stuck out to me. Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4 never stuck out to me. I'm like, eh. But this game, the trailer for it was like, this feels like Call of Duty, and I don't know why.
Good. That's good.
We'll see.
That's a good
I
sign.
play that, or I'm gonna take a week off work and play GTA 6.
Who knows
Which
when that comes out? If that comes out on time or not.
Whenever that comes out, I'm definitely taking a day off of work. I'm definitely taking a whole day off of work, and I'm playing that game for 12 hours straight. I'm waking up at 6 in the morning. I'm playing that game until like 6 at night. I'm sorry. I missed out playing GTA 5 for years and years and years. I'm like, I'm not missing my opportunity to get up on the hype on this game. Well, this has been long in the waiting.
It came out in 2013. Like, I was 16, 17, and you were 15 or whatever.
Yeah.
And it like, how would we have played that?
I mean, we could have, but Mom and Dad were like, no, it's rated M, and no, you can't play.
I mean, to be fair, like those were legitimate concerns, especially for our ages and our upbringing at the time. It's like, yeah, you definitely don't want
1,000%
playing that in the house. But then like eventually down the road, like 6 years later, we just bought it anyway.
Yeah, we're like, we're buying this and we're playing it. Sorry.
Yeah.
And it's like the entire game is fine except for like one minor part and one mission. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
So it's literally like 5 minutes of the game is that club.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And the rest of it's fine. You don't have to go there ever again.
Exactly.
And then we never touched online, which I know GTA online is a whole nother rabbit hole of, building your car collection and getting money and upgrading this and doing that. And I'm always like, I'll just stick to my single player.
Yeah, it's just very grindy.
Yeah, even then, I wasn't a big getting in the grind of it all and trying to level up everything and get the best of the best stuff.
#RuneScape.
Yeah. I haven't really played RuneScape a whole lot recently either. I think the last time I opened it was I'll look up now. Let's go, because It's been a couple months.
Live on the podcast. Yeah, I don't play anymore either because like now that I've like played members, it's really not worth it to do free to play anymore, in my opinion.
Unless you're just trying to hang out with people.
Yeah, but you know, I'd rather spend my free time like on other stuff or other games. It's kind of like whatever.
And I'm gonna open up the game. I'm just gonna see the time and log out.
Yeah, that's all you gotta do. I remember I was helping Ruth a couple months ago log in, and the last time she had logged in was like 2.5 years.
Yikes!
Again, I remember the previous time too when I tried to get her into it. It was like 4 years ago, and then 2.5 years ago. So, and she was just trying to do the free to play quests.
Mm-hmm.
Let alone the members.
Hopefully that's the right password. Please be the right password.
Oh, there's a.
Oh, I'm in the wrong world. Great, awesome for the. Awesome.
Also, I heard someone was doing a burnout on your street. I heard that.
Oh yeah, there's a couple guys out there the couple Subaru guys, a couple Volkswagen guys who. It's a nice little road up from the intersection past the car wash, so it's like a straightaway that goes like down, left, right. Why is it bringing me to the RuneScape homepage? What the heck?
Oh, you probably need to like log in
wait,
to your
here I am.
account or something.
What?
What's happening? We're having to freak out live on the podcast.
It skipped the stupid intro screen. It just logged me in.
Oh yeah, I think it does that now.
Well, you'll never know. R.I.P.
Oh well.
It was a lot. It was a while. It was probably like May.
Yeah. I think we can.
Whatever.
Yeah, we can do the math for that for days.
Whatever.
But,
it's like 100 days.
yeah, that's probably shorter than I have. But
Think so?
I think so. Here, I can pull mine up real quick. The game I'm playing right now is like a lot of Age of Empires 2.
Oh, do you know what I want to start doing? I don't know why Age of Empires made me think of it. I have no idea why. I want to get a grocery store simulator game.
Oh, there's a VR version of it.
Yeah, something like that. But like, it's you and a couple friends on Steam, and you are the managers and suppliers for a grocery store, and you have to like stock the shelves and buy supplies and organize it. And it just seems like absolute boring chaos. I don't know. I just thought it was funny. I saw a Smitty video and it looked hilarious, but they're at the end of it, they're like, "Can we stop Smitty? It's been 5 hours." I'm like, "Uh-oh." Brain rot.
Can we stop? I'm not going anywhere off of our personal video call. I just have to input a code to my launcher. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Age of Empires. Not competitively or anything. Just like the campaign missions, because like I never did the campaigns growing up or anything. And there's like a ton of civilizations now that have their own unique bonuses and stuff. And even like the original ones, like from back in the day, like the Franks and Byzantines and everything, they all got upgrades too and different changes. And so yeah, some of the what you would call them, the campaign missions, a lot of them are really fun. Some of them are kind of slogs, like you're literally sitting there for an hour and a half. So that kind of stuff isn't fun. But you know, I always try to go on the wiki because I don't want to get like stuck in a single campaign mission for like 5 hours. So I go on the wiki and I see like, okay, here's like the basic strategy of how to do things, and like here's the location of all the relics on the map if you want a gold boost, and you know, here's some hidden units if you want a head start or whatever. But there's some missions where it's like, actually you don't even have to do the mission. Just like find this bombard cannon on the map, and then use the attack ground function on your teammate's castle and on your other teammate's wonder, and then you win the game. Because further down the line in the mission, those objectives pop up because your allies turn into your enemies and you have to like assault their cities. But earlier in the game, they're your allies or whatever. So if you just like attack ground, because you're not physically clicking on the building to attack it, you're like just doing the split.
You're activating the code in the video game to check off those objectives, and when you check them off, it's like, oh, you won! Hooray!
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what happened. And so I won the mission in like 5 minutes.
That's funny.
It didn't show me the same in the RuneScape. It didn't show me the same thing either.
Weird.
So, whatever.
Whatever.
It's been since at least June, I think. Oh, maybe.
It's been a long.
Maybe it was June of last year. I don't even know.
No, you were on before that, I think.
Oh wait, I closed the tab. I didn't mean to do that.
Ooh, stinky.
History.
But yeah, as far as video games go, it's been very chill. Nothing. It's all been kind of like social, if anything. Like, hey, let's play games so we can kind of hang out.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, and I totally respect that. There's something different about playing games with just a random bunch of people.
Yeah, that's why I don't play like Halo by myself or PUBG by myself. Well, I play PUBG by myself once in a while. It just sucks because I always die, and then I rage quit. But yeah,
you're like, now remember why I hate this game.
Yeah, stupid. I'll play you in like 3 months. Because sometimes I do really good, and sometimes it's just like game after game. Nope. I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Yep.
Rage quit. I'm out.
Yep. I feel that. Well, hey, little bit of a sneak preview for the next episode that we do, hopefully sooner rather than later, is, maybe we'll record sometime in October, and we'll read some spooky stories.
Ooh, where'd you get that idea from? That sounds scary.
Your wife.
Hi! Wow, you talking to my girl? What you doing? I'm gonna bust you. Fight me in the streets. Come on, put up your fisticuffs.
My wife.
My wife. So what's funny is that she was talking to me, and she was like, "Oh yeah, like, well, this would be a good idea." But this is like before she mentioned the idea to us, and she was like, "Yeah, I listen to these scary stories on this podcast called Creepcast." I'm like, "Creepcast? That sounds so familiar."
I showed it to her, I think.
No, but the thing is then she's like, "Oh yeah." I'm like, "This is Creepcast." I'm like, "Oh, it's Papa Meat and Wendigoon." And she's like, "Huh?" I'm like, Meat Canyon and Wendigoon, like the two big horror guys of YouTube. She's like, "I have no idea." I'm like,
"Oh, dude."
I know these people and I don't even watch their content. They're huge.
Yeah. Yeah, because
so she's like, "Oh yeah, let's watch it."
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah,
sorry.
and she's like, "Oh, let's just watch this show." I'm like, I mean, I'm down to watch something that's Papa Meat content, and now we're watching like his normal videos too. It's like where he's like eating every cereal or drinking every whiskey, and I'm like, okay, this guy's like Oompaville. He's just got a little bit of everything. He's got your disturbing, creepy, but like realistic, animated stuff. He's got your horror stories, which is like what Watcher used to be, but Watcher is trash now. And then he's got your streamer content where it's like, I'm gonna try this food. Don't do this. You're gonna throw up. Kind of stuff.
The variety, yeah. I've gotten a lot more into him because, like, I just knew Meat Canyon as like, oh, he does the creepy animations, and then like over time it was just like, oh, he does more stuff, and then he's just got like a really fun personality, and like I knew Wendigoon from like 3 years ago or whatever when he was like. He was big, but he wasn't as big as he is now. Like back when he had like under 1 million subscribers or whatever. And I'm like, oh, he talked about creepy stories originally, and then he branched out and did more and more things, and then he got in contact with more creators, and so now he's got like podcasts, and he was actually like over at Oompaville and Call Me Chris's house doing like some kind of collab project.
Wait, was he?
Like a month ago.
I must have missed that episode.
He was with a bunch of other YouTubers too. I think.
I must have missed that one.
I don't know what they were doing.
Call me Chris. I'm more of a Caleb guy.
Yeah, me too.
No,
reasons.
Oompa.
But so the video game Stalker?
No.
Ah, dang! It was like I think it was the precursor to Fallout. No, sorry, it was the precursor to Metro. Like, imagine Metro, but like 10 years before Metro, like in real life years. And so Wendigoon was like a super fan of that game series, and so he made like a movie based on the Stalker universe.
Oh, that's cool.
So him and Papa Meat went out and did the tour for that. No, sorry, that was for something else. It was just Wendigoon. But yeah, Wendigoon does like all this like crazy horror stuff, and then he just does like a random video of like, so this banana company hired hitmen to kill people.
You're like, wait, what?
Wait a minute. Or he reviews like a book. Like I think he did like a 5.5 hour video talking about a book.
Jeez, I mean, he's a big
big English guy, so
Mm-hmm.
a lot of reading and writing and all that kind of stuff and storytelling.
Mm-hmm. And then
So
once
it makes sense.
and then once Creepcast came out, and they talked like their first 3 episodes were like super iconic Reddit stories. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is gonna be something special.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's good episodes. I haven't seen all of them. Christine's listened to most of them,
Mm-hmm.
and I've only heard like 3 or 4 of them or whatever. But
Which ones have you heard? Because I can recommend you ones that you haven't.
we started listening to Jeff the Killer, and it was so bad.
Yeah, dude, it's
I
awful.
stopped. We stopped it, and then we listened to The Showers,
Mm-hmm.
which was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Which could definitely be turned into like a short movie or something.
Definitely.
Grab Bags, which were 3 short stories in each one.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a couple that were actually really good, and there's a couple that were awful. I don't know if you listened to those or not, but they're like, I think they're like an hour and a half long episodes, but each story is like 15 to 30 minutes.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah, I watched them. I could not tell you what the stories were though. Like I just
Yeah,
forgot.
there's one about like some kid in like a Zelda game, and
Oh
the Zelda
yeah.
game,
Yeah.
awful. Like the kid's like, oh, I'm just here to be annoying. Uh-oh, your Cheetos are gone. Uh-oh, I'm gonna eat your snacks. Uh-oh, no ice cream for you. And the kid's like, stop it, it was so scary, this guy was in my head. But it's like, okay, and they're both like making fun of it the entire time. Like, okay, this is actually pretty funny. There's another one that was like super short. I can't remember what it was. And then they did oh, there were like 2 other ones that were really good. I can't remember the name of them or whatever. But it was there's the one about the internet link, and you press on the link and it sends you somewhere else, and he kept getting like weird messages or whatever.
Oh,
And he was like fiddling through the website, and it was like bringing different links, and it was like ended up being like really unsettling, uncanny, random videos of like weird, creepy torture stuff, or like weird like people just standing in a room looking at the camera and just standing there or whatever for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, okay, that seems realistic, but also like really scary at the same time.
Yeah.
And there's 1 or 2 other ones. I'm trying to really think, but it's so late at night I can't think.
Yeah, no, those grab bag ones are now that you're like describing the stories, I'm like, oh yeah, no, I remember. But the longer form stories, it's you haven't even listened to their top 3 stories of all time.
Oh no, I haven't.
Oh,
No.
so good. Number 1 is Baraska. That Christine
okay.
read that and she cried, or she watched the video on it and she cried.
Oh jeez.
And I read the story to Maya, and Maya was deeply disturbed.
Oof.
Number 2,
She said 1999 was pretty good.
1999 was pretty good. For Wendigo and Papa Me, it's Pen Pals number 2.
Yep, I heard Pen Pals was good.
And then number 3 just happened. It's called Feed the Pig. It's kind of like a purgatory hell story.
Interesting.
That it's short. It's like I think the story's like 45 minutes or an hour or something. But super graphic, but like really good storytelling. But yeah, those are the top 3 of their personal favorites. I'm still like formulating my list, but as soon as I heard Baraska, I'm like, yep, immediate number 1. Like it's gonna be so hard to top this.
Baraska, was that an older one ish?
It was like episode like 6 or 7. It was like half, because like they've only been doing the podcast for like around a year, and it was like half a year. It was like half a year ago.
Well, I'll have to listen to that one, or
it's a little longer. It's a little longer. I would either because like I mean like they do a lot of commentating, so it takes a lot longer than it should. But you do kind of experience the unfolding of the story with them, because they talk, because like after it's like a couple chapters long, so after every chapter or like every couple sentences they'll stop and like discuss like where they think the story is going to go, and you can kind of think about that too.
Exactly. Yep.
Because if you're just reading it, like you read it in 20 minutes and you don't have time to digest anything, you just kind of like read it.
It gets your theorizing brain clicking a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I found that like actually watching the video on Baraska as opposed to reading it was the way to go.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll give it a listen.
Yes, sir. And then
Yes, sir.
I'll try to text you some of the like the movies and stuff we talked about, or like once this episode comes out, maybe like re-listen to the podcast to find the names. For all the movies. But yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'll have to keep those in mind so I can keep a list going for when we want to watch spooky, scary stuff.
Especially next month. Woo, Halloween. Boo.
And September just started. Don't push it.
September is already scary, right?
Wake me up.
When September ends.
Hey man, it's been a
Oh,
lot of fun. I'm really glad that we got to do a longer episode this time. I mean, we're definitely
I
overdue
mean,
for an episode.
when it's once a year, we should just do a 12-hour episode, right? Right?
Uh,
Right. Okay.
that's
I'll get the hot chocolate. I'll be back.
man. I'm gonna need more than a hot chocolate to keep me awake.
True. I need some melatonin.
Some Xanax,
Straight to bed.
Adderall.
Straight to jail.
Oh, do you see that? You see that video where it's like crossing the street, straight to jail.
Oh, yep.
Opening the door, directly
Straight
to
to
jail.
Yep. Yep. That's a classic one.
But yeah, well, as always, it's been fun talking to you. I know we haven't talked recently, even just like personally, over the phone
Yeah, it's
or
been
text or
busy.
anything. Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we always also try to do the gaming sessions, because it's like, this kind of gets everybody like, hey, in a couple days we're gonna play, or hey, tonight we're gonna play, just to see whoever's on. And sometimes we get lucky and we get a bunch of people. Sometimes Christina and I go, all right, nobody loves us. Good night.
Early bedtime, I guess, 8:30.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like, it's one of those things where it's like, if we don't have, sometimes it's easy just to be like, hey, we're gonna play games. If everyone wants to play, come on.
Yeah.
And sometimes people do, sometimes people don't. It's like one of those things. It's like, yeah, it's kind of like, especially with the summer season winding down. I know we were talking about this, but that gives us the opportunity to do stuff like that more often, instead of doing projects outside, or filling in pavement on the street because we live on a private road, so it's not maintained. So we have to do it.
That stinks.
Yeah. So we're gonna see how long these. I didn't get to talk about it, but we did some asphalt repair on my street. So we're gonna see how long it lasts. If it lasts pretty good, we're gonna do the big hole, and the big hole's gonna take a long time.
Oh, interesting. You can't like fill the bottom with the rocks, so then put like tar on top.
That's what we've been doing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we've been doing a rock and asphalt recycled tar mix thingy. So it's like sticky and stuff, and once it settles, it hardens and supposed to stay. We're gonna see if it stays. So tune in next time.
It might pop out like a cork, like a.
I was like, oh shoot!
New fear unlocked.
Oh yeah, new this week on Creepcast, the tar monster.
The tar worm.
But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So once the summer projects end, it usually becomes all right. Let's do indoor hobbies now, play games and stuff.
Yeah, and I'm really hoping that like we get to do more podcasts as the months go on, like when it gets colder and everything. You know already, but like for the podcast listeners, I applied to be an electrician apprentice, and so I'm just waiting back for my test results to see if I'm eligible for like an interview or not. But hopefully I get into the electrician trade, and so that will hopefully I'll have like more steady hours, and I'll have like weekends totally open now.
Yeah, like a normal job.
Exactly. I've been working at least one weekend day for probably the last like 7 years.
I would end myself.
Yeah, I've come close.
I like my weekend.
I've come close.
I like my weekend, so that's like one thing. It's like, sure, if I'm working 10 hours a day, but I'm getting paid those 10 hours or time and a half for those last 2 hours, but I want my weekends off.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't like how I would, because I've worked like a Saturday here and there, and I'm like, this is awful. No thanks.
Yeah, like if it was up to me, I totally wouldn't, obviously, but like,
Yeah.
all the...
When Jeff Bezos cracks the whip, or Mr. FedEx cracks the whip, I don't know who owns FedEx. It's like, yep, that's my life.
Yep. Yeah, it just sucks. But yeah, hopefully this all comes through and I'm able to join that trade and start making some money finally, and having a little bit more the days are the same. You show up at 6 a.m., leave at 3 p.m. or whatever.
Yep.
Instead of it being like 10:30 in the morning and then 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah, here are your packages. When you finish them, you finish them.
Yeah.
Oh, you were out for 10 hours? Oh, well.
Yeah, too bad. You get paid the same.
Yeah.
So stupid. I hate
Well, that's another nice thing about trade is that you can kind of take it wherever you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things that the trades don't die. So it's like, yeah, electrician, plumber, mechanic, welder, machinist, like those things aren't going away anytime soon.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And like I'm hoping that they at least consider me, because like what I heard from other electricians is like they desperately need new hires, Just because like the city's expanding in such a way where like they need a lot more electrical work done, and a lot of like specializations are opening up because like it's not just like, oh, I know how to connect wires. You can suddenly now work at a nuclear power plant. So but people are branching off and going at these other things, and so they just need more. They need more bodies for the meat grinder.
Need more bodies. Bodies for the meat grinder. I mean, that's one way to put it.
Yeah, it's a Baraska situation.
Well, hopefully it all works out and it doesn't turn into a meat grinder.
Yeah. Well, let's hope. Let's hope.
Creepcast season 2.
Caleb and the meat grinder.
No, I was just gonna say the electricians of Pittsburgh.
Ooh, that sounds spooky already.
The cops are gone. Good luck. The electricians come out to play and they come out with their zap wires.
Ooh, I'm gonna get you.
Running down the street like hobbling, like I'm gonna get you and zap ya.
That
Oh, Mr.
horrifying.
Frank, stop it! You're so silly.
It tickles.
Uh,
But yeah, no.
All right.
That's about it.
yeah, it's been fun.
Oh, are you tired? Oh,
I'm
no.
so tired.
I'm gonna be up for another 4 hours.
Why?
No, I'm just kidding. As soon
I
as
was about to say, bro, that'll be 2 a.m.
as
What are you
soon,
doing?
as soon as I get off this, I'm showering and then going to bed.
I thought the RuneScape grind was over.
Right? Oh man, those days are behind me. No more long grinding hours.
No more 6 a.m.s.
I never woke up at 6 a.m. to play RuneScape.
Sure. More like 2 a.m.
Now you're talking.
Now you're speaking my language there, buddy.
Yeah. All right, well, that's gonna wrap up this episode of the Super Soda Bros podcast. Thank you for listening.
And this might be the longest episode yet.
Let's see. We've been saying that we're at. I'm at an hour and 44 minutes right now. This has been a show where two brothers talk about whatever they want.
And on that note, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing and clicking that bell.
You know what time it is. Luke, give us the outro.
Is that bacon?
You're fired.
Fired. All right, everyone. Have a good night.
Peace.
Super Soda Bros, sharing the show. Voices one road, together they grow. Life stops